Hello, welcome to Reality Check. Do not attempt to adjust your computer. This week's episode focuses on some highly sensitive information, so for my own safety, I've decided to conceal my own identity, so no one can possibly work out who I really am.
Come on, Cam, that won't work. This is a weekly show, remember? You're literally the only host.
Quiet, Greg. I need to concentrate while I hack into the CTOS to find out how close the hyper-surveyed world of Watch Dogs is to real life. Oh God, Greg, we're being back-hacked.
That's not even a real thing.
Uh-oh. Okay, so clearly I'm rubbish at hacking. So let's put this question to a couple of experts instead. Enter Chris Boyd and Jay Abbott. Chris, aka Paper Ghost, is a computer security researcher and malware intelligence analyst for Malwarebytes. And Jay is the managing director of Advanced Security Consulting Limited and chair of the UK Cybersecurity Challenge. So chaps, how close exactly is the hyper-surveillance-filled world of watchdogs to real-life society?
In terms of surveillance, it's definitely becoming more and more of an issue for a lot of people. I mean, even on the way into the studio today, I played the game of count the CCTV cameras, and I gave up a 50, and that's just between here and the train station. And the UK currently has, I think, about 4 to 6 million cameras across the country. Where Watch Dogs is set in Chicago. Chicago is I believe, one of the most heavily surveilled cities in the world. And there are now so many government agencies and private agencies that have all of this data. The governments themselves don't actually know quite where it's gone, who's got it.
A lot of people don't realise, but some cameras in central locations actually have audio feeds as well as video feeds, so they can hear what's being said. Whether everyone's watching them at any one time is a different question, but the connectivity exists, and they certainly have the ability to share data and share sort of information flowing between environments.
CTOS. This is the key in Watch Dogs to Chicago's high-tech infrastructure and surveillance. Through it, anyone with access can trigger traffic lights, security cameras, trains, even bridges. And as a result, all of this infrastructure can be controlled by main character Aiden Pierce, thanks to his hacking skills. But is there an analog for this centralized system in real life?
There are a lot of important systems out there that control everything from the banking sector to industrial systems, power plants. But in real life, if all these systems were as interconnected as that, it would be a complete disaster. You would have things going wrong, you would have people wandering into systems that they're not supposed to be in.
The connectivity exists to make it all centralised, but not every city or not every country has centralised their environments. So it is still possible technically to access all of these systems individually, but there's not kind of one door you can walk through and you've got the keys to the kingdom.
Aiden's tool of choice for hacking shenanigans isn't a beefy rig with a hardwired fiber optic connection. Oh no, all he needs is his smartphone. So could I really hack a computer, or a city, or even hack the planet with just this?
The reality is that, the phone in your pocket is as much a computer as the one on your desk. The old Nokia N900 is the phone of choice because it's such a good platform. Anything Android-based you can load an operating system onto, and you literally do have the same toolkit you would have on your laptop or on your PC at home in your pocket that you can use anywhere. So let's assume for 1 second, and we'll make a big leap of faith here, that the core critical infrastructure that you want to access is on a wireless connection, which is unlikely, I might add. Then at that point, you've just got to interface with it in some way. So you've got to essentially query it, ask it questions, and see how it answers. And by confusing them or asking them to do something slightly different to what they were expecting, you can elicit responses which you can then manipulate. And manipulating those responses is ultimately all hacking is. Now, you've got to remember, say this is a traffic light system, or say this is the drawbridge. Well, it's going to be entirely proprietary. It's not going to be like, hello drawbridge, would you like to raise now? It's going to be an entirely new and to you completely random set of characters you've never seen before, because once you've actually gained access to a system, you've got to figure out how it works. So you've got to become an administrative level knowledge user of that system with no training.
Tricky stuff. But what if we lower our hacking aspirations just a little? Once again, using just his humble smartphone, Aiden can quite easily snoop on all his fellow citizens with just the push of a button, hacking into their personal data. Now, say I wanted to use this phone to do the very same. To find out lots of sordid details about cameraman Greg, for example.
Yeah. Wait, what?
There's so many public-facing databases that people are on and don't necessarily know how to opt out of. All you need is, say, someone's real name off Twitter, and you can go off, if you've got a general idea, reading through their tweets, where they're located, where they went to the shops, where they went out for a meal. You can bring up directory inquiries or the electoral roll. There's a good chance they probably haven't opted out, and within minutes, you've got their full name, you've got their address, you've probably got an age band, you've probably got information on their relatives that live with them, how long they've been there for, and it's really up to what you're trying to achieve with that information, but it's, you know, it's all out there.
But you know what? Aiden's nosy activities don't stop there. He's also able to interface with the phones of surrounding bystanders and read their personal messages and emails. So, is this possible with the right smartphone and know-how?
If you can create a portable hotspot that phone automatically connects to, which is actually very rudimentary to do, then you have instantly created a situation where that phone trusts you, and it will start interfacing through you to gain access to services that it uses normally. So at that point, say for instance, that phone will try and check its email, well, it's going to pass that username and password through your phone. So technically, if you've got the right setup, you can intercept that information and then log into their email account and read their email. So that's actually very, very, very simple to do. It's remarkably simple to do. Most people don't understand that.
But what about using all this hacking for something actually useful? Wait, did I say useful? I meant highly illegal. Money is no object to Aiden Pierce, as he can quite happily hack funds from other people's bank accounts and then transfer it into his own. Please tell me this isn't a real thing.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully, it's actually quite difficult to hack into someone's online banking account. If I was walking down the street going into some online banking, it's a secure connection. The site's probably going to make me jump through an awful lot of hoops to log in. There'll be passwords, there'll be security codes. So generally, people will try and use social engineering or phishing emails where they send you a link to a fake website and steal your login that way. That's still a lot more straightforward and a lot more common, thankfully, than just walking past someone in the street and, oh, my money's gone.
Well, like it or not, it seems that our modern world is not that dissimilar from the one in Watch Dogs. But what do you think about all this? Does it worry you that we live in such a hyper-connected, information-rich society? Or perhaps you think that the benefits of all this definitely outweigh the risks? Let me know in the comments down below or by sending me a tweet at CamFrazRob. Last week on Reality Check, I explored the rather vague question of what is the biggest game in the world. YouTube commenter Big Martin58 pitched in with real life. Racked up approximately 173,000 hours of gameplay so far, and I'd say it's still got a good 700,000 hours left. Now, from my quick calculations, I can see that Big Martin58 is hoping to live to just shy of 100. And to you, friend, I say, good luck. Oh, just one last thing. I want to take this opportunity to pay tribute to and say a huge thank you to cameraman Greg, who is very sadly leaving us at the end of this week. He's off to pastures new and exciting. So, good luck in the future, Greg, and see you guys next week.